Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh, joined always by my co-host, Daniel Vargas.
Hello.
Scoopity
poop.
And our special guest this week, Keith.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Where's Spider-Man?
Where are the pictures of Spider-Man?
Zahama pulled you off.
If you're not familiar with what we do, we come to you every week on podcasting services of your choice on Mondays, and we sit around this table. We sometimes have guests like Keith, and we have discussions about a bunch of topics that we come up, and we have some fun. So, how have you guys been?
Good. Not much. What I watched Infinity Gauntlet, and we just talked about it.
Which we did a spoiler cast of, which is coming out this week as well. So check that out if you've seen it. If not, would you recommend they go see or not?
You have to see a minimum of 10 other Avenger movies, Marvel movies, before you can watch this one.
This spoiler cast is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. So in order to appreciate that, you need to watch all 20 of the past movies. So
but you also have to watch Infinity Gauntlet before you watch our spoiler.
Yeah, and then read the comics, and then listen to us for the last 60 some odd episodes to understand how our personalities are.
There you go.
So you watch that? Anything else?
I mean, I guess technically I beat God of War.
Already?
You don't sound
super disappointed in the ending.
okay.
But I'm also not. I don't consider myself done just because I want 100%. I want to platinum.
You want to platinum this one?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm missing like 3 trophies now. So
The Ravens.
the Ravens, you have to find you find like treasure maps,
Bro, spoilers.
and then and so you have to go to the treasure maps and find those items, and then scrolls I think is what I'm missing.
Okay.
So I'm missing those 3 things.
Collectibles?
Yeah, just collectibles. Pretty
Okay.
much.
Cool.
Yeah, other than that, nothing significant in my life.
Keith?
Going through therapy after watching, Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh,
after watching the snap.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is the darkest timeline.
Now, working on cosplay.
Yeah? A convention?
Convention on this coming Sunday
Whoa.
in Riverside. It's like a small campus convention.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a small Comic-Con.
And then got into like a very expensive hobby again.
Which hobby is this?
Disney pin collecting.
Oh, shit.
It's like, just kill me. Just kill me.
Which would you rather be into? Funko Pop collectible
God,
or
dude.
Disney Pin?
I'd say Funko Pop mainly because it's easier to find them.
But they
The
take
problem
up
is
more
they're both
space.
expensive.
Yeah, they do take up more space, but it's less heavy though.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
I have like a freaking like lanyard that I can like whip on people and it
Jesus
will
Christ.
fucking, like,
Yeah.
scar.
What got you into them?
So
back and-
I usually go Disneyland with like a couple of friends and they're like, "Oh, let's go pin trading," and I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
I usually like stand back and like just watch them.
Got-
And like
got
I
you.
bought one mystery pack. Ended up spending like a good $150
Woo, fuck.
on like just mystery packs. That way I have stuff to trade.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I get good stuff. I'm like, I'm not trading this. I'm just gonna pocket this. And
Okay.
it's
So
like, I
you
need
put
traders.
all the tradable stuff or duplicates on your land.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know this.
but yeah, it's bad.
Fuck. Okay. I need to stay away from that.
Yeah,
I like
stay away
pins,
from
but
it. It's like bad drugs.
okay. Jang, what about you?
Streaming less, more vlogs. The weekly vlog, dude. Holy shit. I can't believe I wanted to do a monthly vlog, but it's been weekly.
Yeah?
And I've been keeping up with that.
That's cool. I saw one of your most recent ones where
Frankenstein's?
yeah.
I picked up a comic. Action Comics 1000.
Hey, I did too.
Oh,
No, it's not.
shit.
It's not here.
Oh,
It's.
good.
I haven't.
Did you read it?
I haven't read it yet. I have a regular cover, and then I got a blank cover because I haven't
okay,
done that in a
cool,
while. The
cool.
blank covers, I love taking to comic.
Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that's a great way to get artists.
Yeah. Some stories are good, hit or miss, but I read my first Jeff Johns story. It was fucking good.
Yeah,
It was fucking
it's in
good.
that one.
It's in that one.
Okay.
But Jeff Johns, Scott Snyder, Peter Tomasi, Tom King, and there's one more writer I'm forgetting. The story was good. Oh, Bendis's was not good.
Really?
It was not good because
Ooh.
everyone's story was like the legacy of Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
Legacy. Bendis was like, oh, this is my introduction to my story of Superman. It wasn't like a legacy piece.
He's trying to start his own legacy.
They
Max-
changed something big.
Okay.
Bendis
Was Max Landis a writer?
No,
or-
Grant Morrison wasn't there.
What?
They should have Grant Morrison.
Wade. What about
Frank
Mark
White.
Wade?
No.
Man, what the fuck is
They don't
it?
even have John Byrne. I would expected John
Yeah.
Byrne, but
God damn it.
Alan Moore, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not
No.
happening. Okay. So you went Frankenstein's, picked up comics, vlogs. You enjoying vlogs? How is it balancing vlogs and streaming now?
Editing takes a long time. Even though I know shortcuts and stuff, it's still, it's. I hate it. I fucking.
It's your
hate
least
it.
favorite part?
Yes.
Is there a goal you're having with this? Is just consistency or like?
No, just whatever I do, I do. After this week, I don't know what I'm gonna vlog, so
Okay.
I probably won't.
Whatever
vlog.
I do
You just
for
start
you.
like like eating a ton of food in front of you.
I could.
Time lapse it.
Yeah. For me, I remember last week I was saying I just got back into Legion,
Mhm.
and I did. And then, so what happened was Katie was like, she wanted to binge watch Modern Family, and she's been getting them from the library. And I'm like, well, I want to play games while I watch stuff. So I was like, I'll move the PS4 to my computer. And whenever I do that, I have two monitors, and that usually allows me to double task or multitask. And I'm like, all right, I'll play a game and I'll watch something. So I started and finished season 3 of Mr. Robot. I love this show. It's so fucking
can't
good.
do that. I cannot play a game or I can't do something and have a TV in the
Well,
background.
it depends on the game. Like I've been really wanting to play God of War, but I'm like that I want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what can I play while I watch a show? And it's very specific games, and it just so happened to be I'm like Monster Hunter. I'll play Monster Hunter. This is a cruise control. Like I don't fucking just swing. Like there's some level of attention, but when you're a group of 4, I don't feel like
Wow.
as much.
I can't do it. I still put my full attention to it.
I've been able to work well on it, and it was the last of the. I was doing the siege thing. I was trying to get. I got the alpha armor, and I was like, I want both the armors before this goes out. I don't give a shit anymore about relics. I got a few good ones, I think. I don't know, but I was able to finally, on like one of the beginning of the weekend, get the glints, the gems I needed to make the armors.
The second one.
And then I was like, all right, what next? I'm like, oh, the Dante armor just came out. I'll work on that. And it looks legit. Like it's cool that I know they've done some where it's like cosmetic and it's throwaway, and they're like usually low rank, but it's a high rank armor and it's got some decent skills that you can mix and match with other sets. So you can be like, oh, I want to wear a leather jacket and look like a badass. Someone made it so it's orange, and then they made their character have yellow hair and they have like little things here and they're Naruto. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's clever. And then they have a charge blade, which is his claymore sword, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
So I got all that, and then I saw someone in the SoCal Monster Hunters group post that they had got the USJ armor,
The Star.
the Azure Star Lord.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I watched. I was going through Arex's YouTube channel, which he does a lot of Monster Hunter
He
videos.
talks about how to get it.
And he talks about it, and he's like, "This is a process." I'm like, "That's interesting." But then I saw him again doing like mix sets, and I saw pieces of it being used. I was like, that's pretty cool. Whenever it comes out, and that was on Kotaku, and there was a writer that I really liked following, and she was describing her journey getting that armor, and she was trying to follow that video and do some. She went through a similar process. It's like, you know what? I'm watching another show tonight. Like I had Mr. Robot finished. I started Altered Carbon. I was like, I'm gonna try for this armor. Because I was like starting to go and respond to SOSs, and I saw the quest, and I hit it, gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's probably the closest I'll ever get. Another night, I was like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate an hour to this. I'll try. Fucking spamming. I saw it, went away. Fuck. I was like, all right, let's try forums. Let's try Reddit. Nothing. They're like, oh, maybe in 3 days I'll do it. And then I see old posts like that, and they're like, oh, hey, I was gonna do it tonight, host this quest, but things came up, I can't. And I'm like, man, this is frustrating. Is this even really worth it? I'm like, I'll try one more thing. If it doesn't work out, whatever. I go to Twitch and I'm looking at Monster Hunter streamers with like their titles. Most of them they were doing it was the last night of Siege, the mode. I was like, all right. And I saw one guy, and it was a foreign one. So I was like, okay, there's some legitimacy here because the quest is a foreign quest. It's only available to those that go to Universal Studios. They get a code, they get the quest in Japan on a Japanese PlayStation 4 profile. But you can host this quest for people that do, yeah. And so I go and I'm like, how does this work? Because all it said was USJ armor session ID : ! Session. I was like, exclamation session, because I know most of Twitch chat was like commands is like exclamation, and it says you need to be a follower. I knew I was expecting donation, so I was like, followers not bad, follow session. A list of session IDs pop up. It's like USJ Part 1, Part 2, Part 2, Part 2, Part 2, Part 2, Siege Hunts. It's like, all right, these are long IDs, so I tried one of them, full. I'm like, okay, there's some legitimacy here. And he didn't have like 1,000 views. He had like maybe 100. I'm like, I could have some odds, 15 in each. Keep spamming it. Went in. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is going to happen. People have formed a line of like, you don't need to be in a line physically in the game to like get it. But people were forming it out of etiquette. And then we were just standing there. No one was posting. 10 minutes passed. Everyone was just still standing there dancing in spot. And so I was like, this is bullshit. So I was like, all right, maybe this is a dead server. So I tried another one. Full. Got in. I just kept spamming it. But apparently if you do it too much, you can get banned. Oh, shit. Like soft ban. I got into the first one and I see a guy, Japanese name, run up, post a quest, stand next to the quest guy and watch to make sure that the first 3 people and not someone running. Yeah. And someone did run a few times and he was like, that person has been removed from the quest. And then they would try it again. He's like, that person has been removed from the quest. And then the right person got in. I was like, that's funny. I got one piece. I got all. I was like, I'm in. This is it. It was like 11:30. I'm like, now I just got to do it. So I was like fucking doing it. And then I got it. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool.
What did you have to fight for it?
It's a giant Dogomomo.
Yeah.
The blue, the lava spewing one.
Oh, the Dogama.
Yeah, that one. And a super tiny Azure Rathalos.
Oh, nice.
Like it's like.
So it gives you the gold crown and.
I got gold crown on both on my first one, so that was pretty cool. And I got 4 Rathalos gems in one hunt. And I was like, I just want the fucking. I was hoping I'd get multiple. I got one hunt where I got.
I think they do give you multiple.
Each one gives 1, but if you have a lucky voucher or you just get lucky, you can get 2. And I was hoping for more of those. I was like, give me 3 fucking Rathalos rubies and and a plate. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I had. Nice. So it was fun, but it was mostly just shows and that. So you guys want to get in topics?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll try to speed through this week. I just had one. We have E3 coming up.
Just have one.
Well, I mean, sorry. I should say, like, it's not like a really... let's talk about life. You know, that's really... I was thinking E3's coming up, and before we get too many leaks, I kind of wanted to, like, let's have, like, a no leak or as little leaks as possible kind of prediction list of what you think will come up at E3. So I just bullet point, like, go around the table.
Let's do it.
Keith, you want to start us?
All right. This is more hope than prediction.
I just remembered last year you did this with us too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was my first time here. Kingdom Hearts 3. Like anything about it.
Anything at all.
Anything at all.
Do you think it'll be tied to a specific console presentation?
No, I feel like it's more Square Enix itself.
It's tied to Avengers 4 release because they're gonna have the same world.
Thanos will show up.
There's gonna be like a Marvel.
There's like Infinity Key blade. All these.
We're not in the spoiler cast.
We're not in spoiler. That's a good point. No one knows what that means. Yeah, I foretold.
Yeah, that's my first one.
Okay. Jay.
On the same note, Kingdom Hearts, I'm still saying the same thing. Star Wars and Marvel properties are going to be in it.
In this one?
Lightsaber Keyblade. I've been saying it and saying it and saying it.
Mickey Mouse shaped head or whatever.
Goofy, I am your father.
It's like those things that Disney Channel guys have.
When,
yeah.
When no! And he falls, he's like... What is the the weird fall noise that they make? Oh my god!
I'm gonna say the same what I've been fucking saying since last year's E3 predictions. Borderlands 3 teaser or something. Give it to us, goddamn.
I'm gonna start small. I want them to give me my Smash Bros lineup. That's what I want.
So, base lineup,
the roster.
Okay.
That's a good.
Extra. I definitely believe they'll start doing like more will be revealed because they did that before. It was like one a month, but that'd be cool. I like that.
All right, my next one is Labo Series 2.
Oh shit! like advanced
Yeah,
Labo.
like, kinda
Cardboard
like
Infinity
more-
Gauntlet.
Can't. But yeah, I feel like since they just released Labo, they probably will be like, oh, there's more to come, and then here's like
Yeah.
samples.
That'd be cool. Like Tide, maybe like you can make like a Odyssey, like Tide Labo stuff for games, maybe. Okay.
On the same note as Smash Brothers, I've said this before too. Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes
In Smash.
as a character, because since it's come, the new No More Heroes is coming out, and or to tie in No More Heroes 3, we're gonna get something
So with
like a
substance.
trailer,
Okay.
probably a trailer.
That'd be cool. I could see them saying like a season, like fall or spring or something. My next one was I think we'll get a Switch user interface update announcement, and it's not going to be related. It could be included, but it's not necessarily dependent on just online services. It's like this is now how we're setting the shop up and all this stuff.
So I'm gonna leave this one alone because I feel like someone's gonna say it. But my other one is I feel like a new Splinter Cell, and that's just based off of because they're having Sam Fisher come into the Ghost Recon,
Okay.
the Ghostlands or whatever it's called. So I think that is a kind of like a way of letting people know, like, hey, we haven't forgotten this guy.
I think if Xbox could pull off like a console exclusive, that would be impressive. I don't think it will because it's gone wide release, but that would be like they need it like exclusives. I think.
So this isn't in any specific like game in particular, but more of a trend. Last year's was VR. This year, I feel like it's gonna be like a lot more like games similar to like PUBG and Fortnite. There's gonna
Battle
be, like,
Royale.
Just adding like different franchises would be like, oh yeah, we have Battle Royale.
So it's known like top
Yeah.
franchise. How many? Let's have.
I feel
How many
like
do you
it-
think will have it?
Oh my god. I feel like a good like
Kingdom Hearts Battle Royale.
nah.
I don't know how many studios, but I'm gonna say 4 separate games that aren't known for
different
Battle
games,
Royale. Are
Breath
gonna-
of the Wild Battle Royale.
I mean, they did Hyrule Warriors, so
Just cut someone.
Imagine you just throw like
Headshot.
a sword.
Yeah. Someone's with a motorcycle.
somebody running in and like time freeze. Cryo
Yeah.
stasis.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking cool.
But yeah,
I think. I mean, you guys mentioned all these things for the Zelda one. That's his Smash abilities right there. I point to you because you mentioned Smash.
That'd be kind of cool. Like the storm's closing in, you stasis a rock, and you just fly away.
Team Rocket blasting off again.
But mine, Animal Crossing
2.
for the Switch.
Oh, that's a good one. I think it's a good time to do that.
That's the Nintendo. Like we're gonna fucking break E3.
Smash Animal Crossing.
This week.
Release tomorrow.
Whoa. I could see them doing that. If they were really ballsy, they could do that with Smash because it's gonna be playable in a tournament. They've shown that.
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, by the way, for you guys at home, it's there.
Right now.
I want to touch real quick on your battle royale thing. I'm gonna say Borderlands will come out and they'll reveal that they have a battle royale mode, and it'll be a joke of other battle royale modes. I mean, it's been all but confirmed, but Call of Duty will announce that theirs will, and I think another safe bet would be Battlefield. We'll have something like that, or Battlefield or Battlefront.
Mhm.
My prediction is we'll get much like how Horizon came out at the start of the year, and then at E3 we got an announcement for DLC. I think God of War will get a DLC announcement.
I hope so, because I'm not done with that game. I need more.
Okay.
Mine, Cyberpunk 2077.
In what
I need,
scope?
I need, more info. Like,
Yeah.
I just need info. in
Anything?
general. God damn it, give me something. So yeah, like maybe a teaser trailer, because I don't know I don't know if they have an ETA on that or anything. I just know that the name and game exists.
touching up on what Jang said, I feel like Nintendo is gonna get more ports of games from like older games ported into the Switch.
So they'll be docking soon.
like not physical ports, like game ports.
Talk
Like,
about
like
ships and
probably
docks.
like more like old
all I'm talking about.
Zelda, Skyward Sword, HD,
Ooh.
like stuff like that. I feel like there's gonna be more.
Captain Toad.
Right now, I'm calling it Ocarina of Time remake on the Switch
Exclusive Switch version.
with the
Ocarina
with
Edition.
the switched master mode.
And then you use the microphone to blow into it, and then press the buttons.
Can't get it right. Like you're trying to do
Use the
song.
new Labo Ocarina.
Trying to do the Song of Storms, and you just can't get that right.
B3, there's going to be a big announcement. I'm going go big or go home. Doom 2. Let's go. Let's
Battle
fucking
Royale.
go. Oh,
I
BFG.
can see that.
You know what would be cool to have Battle Royale on Bethesda is Dishonored. With all the fucking crazy
Yeah.
powers they got. Yeah, Doom 2 would be off like that. That would blow my head off.
The Chisane.
Off the chisane. Mine is Bungie and Destiny will reveal a big high level, like Taken King level DLC expansion to come in the fall.
For what was it?
Destiny 2.
Oh, okay.
Like we're getting Warmind now, which is the last one that they
Is that
said
like
is
this weekend?
yeah.
Oh shit!
I mean, they've lost so much momentum.
I
and
still think I'm gonna play it though.
I want to play it because I like
don't
the
know if
story
I
and
bought
lore.
This season. I'm pretty sure I bought the season pass. I mean, I know I have the most recent DLC, and I'm pretty sure I would have bought the DLC for it, and not just the
Yeah.
single game package.
And I feel like that'll be a big step for them, either to win back or to like build momentum too. It's lost so much. it's amazing because when last time it happened, I don't remember there being as many big games, and then
Yeah,
last year
I think
happened.
that's why.
and-
That's why because they did a mistake in the first game, but they couldn't lose people because there wasn't anything super competitive that was like fighting against them.
Yeah, and now you got Fortnite, PUBG.
Yeah, now you got a lot of games where it's like people are like, even if you did good, I'm off playing this new game.
They've
anyways.
caught on.
Yeah. I still want to skip that one because
I only have two more.
bring it up. I still got a shit ton. Sucker Punch's new game, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
So I think they had a teaser. Did they have a teaser?
Yeah,
they had
PSX.
very like small teaser.
It was like cinematic.
Yeah, and so I need a full trailer now. Need a full trailer.
Spider-Man.
Ooh. 5.
No, like the new game from Sony.
What about it?
I
Well,
feel like
well,
we're
well-
gonna get more information.
Okay.
More trailers. Probably like a playable demo in
Okay.
E3.
That'd be good.
Gears of War skins in Fortnite, since it's the same company.
For the Xbox, like
Oh, that
Copy.
would be smarter. But I mean, I think they're gonna make it for everything, so they can get the monies.
I think Division 2 will tease or reveal at Ubisoft's panel.
There's only the Division.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was already on 2. I'm like, that should.
And that will have Battle Royale.
Probably that would make sense. On that one, I can see it
They
because
sort of had something.
Yeah, they had the rogue slash.
It was
online.
there was
Oh, I
that,
didn't
but they
even-
also had a mode where it was like it was cold
Never
and you
even-
had no weapons starting, but you had to fight the cold and fight others.
never even
I didn't play it, but I knew of it, and I was like, "That's kind of interesting."
system was never. Loaded
I
up
didn't
for
like that dark zone. It made me nervous.
that. Another one, another big one for me, Devil May Cry 5. And this is based off of they're coming out with like remastered, and what else? I think they're porting it right to the Switch. No, what else did I hear?
There was something. There was like a collection or
Yeah,
something.
there's the HD collection. That's the reason why I brought it up. But I thought they were doing something else with it. But I think because of that news, I feel like they're kind of getting people ready for a new release.
I'm still hopeful for Anthem. Get
Like
more
more stuff.
Battle Royale.
Yeah,
Iron Man Battle Royale.
yeah. I hope I think they're working towards something. I would hope to think so.
There's gonna be not a release date, but like a quarter in year date for Final Fantasy VII remake.
I'm sorry.
Quarter 4,
Still not even-
2020.
Still not even- my prediction against that is they're still not even going to bring it up.
Check. and make.
They're gonna end the Sony conference. With
No.
Like they're gonna
I'm
do
doubling.
they're gonna do what they did with the
All
Switch.
in.
Sony conference, it's gonna be like that flame scene, and then Sephiroth shows up.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's how they're gonna end
they're gonna
it.
do it exactly how Switch did it with like the announcement of Smash Bros. Where it shows a character, so it's gonna be like a very similar character and be like,
It's
and
gonna
fire,
show-
and it's
they're gonna
just
show
on
the
fire.
in the eye.
They should like have the trailers go into each other. First, it starts off as Last of Us, and then all of a sudden it gets weird and like all this goo, and Guillermo del Toro shows up, and then it goes into Death Stranding, and then all of a sudden you
In
see
the eye of Death
see the baby's eye, and he's like opens it, he's like, oh, and then all of a sudden
The fire.
Sephiroth,
Oh my God.
the baby starts growing white hair, and you're
Oh,
like,
The baby's
shit.
Genova.
Damn, the link was there all the time.
For me, I actually have two more. I thought of a new one I forgot, but one of them is going to be Xbox will have a tease for Halo Battle
Halo
Royale.
6. Battle Royale. It's just gonna be called Halo BR. That's it.
Battle Rifle Battle Royale. Yeah, there you go. Halo BR.
So I had Anthem. I took that one off since you mentioned it. Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne Dukes.
Since he already mentioned Final Fantasy VII, Metroid, I feel like they might announce something like new Metroid for Switch.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. It's a
Metroid
Liberation-
Prime, the one they were teasing last
No,
year.
Metroid BR. Battle Royale.
Okay.
Mine is a Battle Royale. Red Dead Redemption announcement for Battle Royale.
For real. You think so?
With the horses.
Imagine in the undead horses. That'd be so cool.
My last one is I think we'll get some big announcement for a Monster Hunter update of some kind. Either like a monster pack, and this one could be like, I don't know if it'll be paid DLC or not. I think it'll be free, but I want them to be like a cinematic of a bunch of new monsters coming in the remainder of the year, and I want them to show Brachydios, Zinogre.
It's funny too, thinking about it. Like, I can't think of a reason for them to bring in like weaker monsters, like a Yankut or a Kutkut. Like, I'm not gonna use his armor. I'm gonna just only want the better armor,
Yeah.
and that is where like Brachydios and
Yeah.
all those other ones come in.
And then it would end with just like a gorilla fist, and then you see it go like Super Saiyan, like just like an eye. It's like,
I would just do the fist, and then like electricity comes off, and that's it.
Or like Black Fist.
I see them do that with
turn
Zinogre.
Yellow.
yeah.
They should do that for everyone, just the paw, like, and then like,
And then
whatever
Brachydios
they're
is-
famous for.
that's good.
So it's an explosion, a paw, electricity, a paw, and it's just
Coming.
Like Super Saiyan.
Next week.
Yeah. Now,
Dun, 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 dun.
next hour, within the next
Dun,
hour.
dun, 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 dun. I need to learn that on the piano. Ba-da-da-da.
So
That's my last one.
Coming off of your Monster Hunter, coming off of the Monster Hunter hype, like the fantastic numbers that it's done for Capcom,
Game of the year.
I feel like they'd bring back Dragon's Dogma, and I'm expecting a Dragon Dogmas 2. That was such a good game, and it's like so similar. Like you can there's giant monsters and smaller monsters, and you can literally grab onto them
Yeah.
and just stay
And, like,
holding, and you just stab the
start
shit out of
stabbing.
them. Yeah, it's
Hopefully
such a
they
good
just put multiplayer in it.
There's
That was
dragons.
what sucked about the first one. It was
Yeah.
an amazing game.
Yeah,
If they added multiplayer,
but it
that
was.
would
I
be-
mean,
it
the
would have been
game
Monster Hunter.
wasn't huge. Like it wasn't popular, and it grew.
Okay, last one. Technology wise, I feel like everything from moving from VR to AR, like
Really?
pretty much just glasses. You see like the table, you can like manipulate stuff. On
I
the
mean,
table.
they have that, but the lenses are like $2,000. The Microsoft Halo lens.
I mean that's how
Hollow.
the VR
Yeah.
goggles started. It's like way expensive.
Yeah.
It was a niche.
Not even $1,000.
Just put two phones together.
But yeah, I feel like more technology towards that.
Okay.
This is straight off the internet. Xenosaga HD. It's like speculation.
Yeah. I thought of one.
I have one if you don't want. My last
Well,
one.
I think they'll announce PSVR 2 or like revamped, like repackaged,
they technically have
It's-
two already. They have like two versions. They have the beginning version, which people don't want to buy, and they have a revamped version, which is normally sold with the Doom kit,
Oh,
and that
okay.
one has like they did something better in the kit or whatever.
okay. I was thinking it was like 2 years since they released the initial units
Yeah, they
hardware,
can.
and this would be a way for them because the what's this Oculus did
Go.
yeah.
They have.
I think they'll do
portable.
something on that like trend.
Yeah, and the last one,
And
which I thought-
Vanquish too.
And this last one, which I thought one of you guys would have brought it up, is Last of Us 2. And my prediction is just more like we haven't seen anything, have we? I mean, we just saw the trailer.
No, not really.
They're 50% done with the game, and that was at PSX. So I don't know how
So now
far.
they're
I don't know how far.
85%
100%
done.
done. It's coming out tomorrow.
No, but I think we'll see another trailer. Maybe a different perspective because
Yeah.
we saw one perspective.
Like
in
that'd
this
be
one.
good.
Yeah.
Battle Royale.
It would be the dead guy's perspective, so it's all black.
It's just a dude like diving down.
Zombie mode. One player gets to play as Joel, and everyone's a clicker.
God damn.
All right. So that's RE3.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Next topic.
There was an article recently where scientists have preserved the pig's brain, kept it alive for 36 hours
Before
outside of its body.
before being transplanted and being revived again.
I don't think so. They just kept it alive for
So
36
they
hours.
couldn't really bring it back, I think, from
Yeah.
like reading through it,
Yeah.
but it did function again.
Yeah.
Wow.
So technology is getting pretty crazy.
I mean, this is a hell of a simulation.
Let's combine this with because it's already happened. With
Altered carbon.
That's like I'm one
So-
episode.
What if they can take out your essence and put it into another body? How long would you guys want to live for?
So just to help like explain a little better, in Altered Carbon they have these discs, and
Mhm.
bodies are now called sleeves. So you can have your original body, but it'll be a sleeve now, and your disc is like your memory chip. And so if you take that out and put it in a different body, it's still you, just obviously in a different body now, kind of thing. So yeah, that's very similar. So if they can preserve it and putting it in a disc, and then you can just have different bodies, and so your sleeve will age, and you can just go back into a younger sleeve after that, kind of thing.
Come on, you apes. Do you want to live forever?
I feel like the potential for so much to go wrong with that is so high. I just don't even want to mess with it. But I also like I'm not right now faced with this like fear of like if I'm in my last years of life
I'd be like, let's do this shit.
and I'm like
Restart.
if I'm just hypothetically saying, I'm like if I'm no one's else around me or something, then I'd be like in that case I'd be like faced with do I just keep going, see what else is out there, start a new life and just prolong it or do I be like what's the point? Whereas the flip side could be, let's say I have tons of family and friends around and I'm like I don't want to leave them.
Yeah.
I'd be motivated to then be like no I want to stay, or like no this is my time to go. I'd hate to be the one where I have to watch someone else. Like if I lived longer and they didn't, then I have to watch them.
Yeah.
And that would be unbearable. So I'm like, just messing with it freaks me out. And I'm like, I don't know. And then watching that first episode of Altered Carbon, there's a girl that gets like, she died at like age 7. It's like,
Oh, crazy.
okay, it's good. Okay, we're good.
It like completely died and then it came right back.
No, it was just constant. It's like, anyway, we're good. It's not a spoiler, but like for drive home the point of like anyone, it shows this old lady, and it turns out it's a 7-year-old who like got in an accident or something, and it was like you get the bottom of the barrel pick, so you don't really get to pick what body you get.
I know whatever you're talking about.
The very
like
beginning.
It's essentially like a prison or whatever. I think that they're coming out
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
And they didn't have a sleeve for the little girl, so they gave her an old lady sleeve. And so
Her mom and dad.
she like walks up to the mom and dad, and she's like, "Mom, dad," you're like, "Baby," and she's like
That
an
fuck-
old ass lady.
It was like a Black Mirror episode. I was like, nope. I don't want to mess with this.
You won't have to deal with much of that.
Okay.
After that, but
But I mean, just that thought of it came up with.
to me though, like I think people have to have a limitation on age. Like we can't live forever. Like it's just not. I think mentally it is not healthy. Like it'll deteriorate the mind, regardless of whether it's computerized or not. Like you will get defragmented, I guess. There's all this shit that just
Like a
there's
mental
so much-
deterioration.
yeah, like it's just there's so much info there that you start deteriorating over time. So I would use it to prolong my time, maybe to see something that I would want to do. I want to create maybe like a business that I don't feel like I'm smart enough to create within my 100 years of living. So I would increase that to 150 or something. But I would still somehow set a limitation to where like you can't just be switching over and over. Like there's your disc has a limit of 150 years, regardless of what body it's in or something. I don't know. I feel like there's always has to be a limitation, and it has to be something that can't be overwritten. Like you can't just be like, this guy's a millionaire, so he's gonna change it up. Like I obviously, and it'll always be there. If like that technology is there, they're gonna do that. They're gonna somehow figure out a way. They'll make a copy of it and put it on a brand new disc. It's a new 150 years, or something. Like I don't know, but I would like I'm okay with it if we can somehow have limitations.
Me, I feel like I'd like to prolong it only up to a point where I've done everything I wanted to do. Mainly, like, just for example's sake, like tasks like, like people sometimes die before, like, let's say their kids are like independent enough. So I feel that is a case where I'd like to prolong myself, like, just to be there until they're old enough or like strong enough to be independent, and then that way I can like just leave after that, and I know they'll be fine.
But like the worry I have is once you do it one time, you're like, oh well, maybe I could just do it one more time.
Wouldn't it reach a point where it's just like you wake up and like, yeah, this is kind of boring now, like. So you run out of things.
What's cool is what we're talking about. This is addressed in Altered Carbon, in a very religious family within that. And I when I saw that episode, I was like, this is such a cool episode. Like I'd like to show my parents who are very religious. I was like, look, even something that you feel might be like not good to even think about because you're considering a sin. I thought it was like it still dealt with the concept very, very well, and I liked it a lot.
I would like to live a couple lifetimes.
Yeah.
Fucking selfish piece.
I don't know. I just like I feel like I don't know. At least time goes by really quick now. As I get older, I just feel like I don't have enough time to do
Highlander
what I want to do. Yes. Chop off the guy's head off.
Thinking about it more, I feel like we're only thinking about it in the sense that, and you, Keith, you lightly touched on what I was going to go with this. It's like prolonging life past a full lifetime, but I feel like I would consider it, now that I think about it, if I was in a coma. I'd be like, I want to live, like if I'm in a vegetative state or in a coma,
like cut short for some
put me into a working something, or if I become like for the people that become disabled in some way, shape, or form, like through an incident, like let's say Christopher Reeve, like or Stephen Hawking, like in cases like that where they just lose motor functions, this would be a way to, like, I would want it to be like, okay, try to find someone at the same age or something, so that it's not like a prolonging, but like continue. But at the same time, I feel like I'd worry about the ramifications of that, in that, let's say I have kids and they see that a horrific thing happened to me and it's irreversible from prior knowledge, but then they see me change. Then they start losing the fear of like danger, and like stakes are no longer a thing. Like we were talking earlier in Marvel spoiler cast of like the idea of stakes. I feel like then in reality, like what do we fear? We don't even fear like danger, like a car accident, or like who cares, life, like you. Those times where you hear of people like getting emo or like goth or something, and they go too far in something, I feel like that inclination could go higher, maybe because they'll be like, oh, this tech lives if I change my mind or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like those thoughts also come up with like, if I went through that, now Stephen Hawking goes through this, but if he was a victim to something, like what if this could also be, I don't know, this is again Marvel. I feel like we're all Marvel. What if we prolong our lives and now we're overpopulated? Like this is another way.
It's true. Thanos will just come and snap his fingers. Spoiler cast, damn it! This is not. We're not in the spoiler cast, dude. Anyways,
I'll put a warning at the beginning. By the way, if you listen to this episode, there are sprinklings of spoiler cast.
The way I see it is honestly like this technology. There's no stopping it. Like if this is created, like it's gonna happen. It's gonna be created. It's gonna be implemented into the world, and I just see it as like I might as well like surf the wave as opposed to try to like just stand there and take it. Like I'm not gonna be over here against it and trying to. I'm gonna try to use it towards my own benefit as opposed to just.
But like,
And
I feel like there's a cost to that still. Even though like the wave comes, it's like everyone loses that gets desensitized. Do I choose to also get desensitized?
And I would love when people like Elon Musk can live another life
The
and
thing is,
benefit
like,
this
so you
world.
brought up like Stephen Hawking, and even though he technically used technology to lengthen his life, I don't know if he would choose this route. I feel like that's something he would be like, no, I can't. That's too much. Like that's stepping into.
But if you have a family member that's on a table and they're in a vegetative state, and you're like faced with the question like, do you want to pull the plug or do you want to pay for more medical funds? And you're facing mortgage payments and all this stuff, and you have kids to feed. Like, I'm not saying this probably isn't gonna be cheap.
Yeah,
but if it's like covered in your insurance, something, it's like it's another option, and they could support, and they're a supporting member of your family. Like,
the thing is, like,
what happens then? Like, that's a case where
it
it's
depends on the person itself. Like, I know both my mom and my dad. Like, if something happened to them, they'd be like, don't try to revive me. Like, don't like. If within the means
swap
now
my body. Yeah.
yes.
Don't do the swap.
Don't do the swapping thing. Like, yeah, if like, you know, if I die, don't attempt to just put me in another body. Like, that's it for me, you know? But if you can revive that same body, go for it. But yeah, they're not going to be all for the putting them in a different body type thing.
You're right, though, in that, like, you look at what we're capable of now medically, and you look at 100 years ago, and they'll look at what we do now as the same level of, like, body swapping.
Yes.
Like,
Science fiction.
you can, like, get someone to, like, talk through a robot voice thing. It's like you're prolonging them beyond their possibilities. And now we're looking at this as, like, this is insane. God damn, I don't know what I'm thinking a lot of. Like,
don't worry, we're in a simulation. None of this matters. It's fine. Switch.
give me that glove.
Once you switch.
Give it. I'll fix it all. Any final?
I love these interesting.
That was a good one. I was surprised.
The simulation one, this one, the car one.
I feel like I did better this time. Last time I was like fried. I was like, man, I need to retake that test. I need to retake.
Is more.
Did you understand that simulation thing? Did you listen to that episode?
Yeah.
Did you understand it when they were explaining it?
Kind of.
Okay. You probably understood better than I did. I'm wondering if I'm alone.
I just still don't understand how just saying the possibility of us.
Because to me, it sounded like you were just repeating the same word, whereas I felt like my
we're in a
friend.
simulation already. I gotta repeat it.
Because I felt like my friend
things running like,
gave me like at least it helped me visualize it.
I can't add it like mathematically. It can't just be like this is 90%, this is 10%. Therefore,
That's
90%
exactly.
I don't see it like that. I don't see that as a good answer to myself.
But you are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So you are.
I still I just saying that I understand it. I understand that the 90% is a higher chance, therefore that's the possibility. But to me, it's like it's so definitive. It's like 99.9999% chance, and then just that.
Yeah, so you're saying the same thing.
That's still like it still doesn't like the way my mind is thinking. It's like it still doesn't even grasp it to myself. I don't know.
On that note,
we're in a simulation.
The simulation's telling us to keep this program going. Keith, you want to finish this off?
All right. So my topic, since we've been talking about superheroes,
And our spoiler cast, check it out.
most people are probably like, "Oh, only superhero movies are Marvel. DC,
Nothing else
Vertigo,
exists.
nothing else in there." So, kind of like to shed some light on some other movies that they might be interested in watching. What's the top three other
Favorite
superhero movies that that aren't part of the DC, Marvel, Vertigo universe?
I'm worried that at least I have at least two that you guys have. But since you brought it up, let's go.
It's a simulation. We already know how this is
I'll
going to end.
start with one movie I watched this when I was younger called Mystery Men.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it had Ben Stiller.
Somebody.
The dude who
Kel from Keenan and
Yeah.
Kel was there.
the dude who smacks women.
The guy from Shameless. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the shoveler.
He was in Fargo, the movie.
Yeah, so
And then Hank Azaria.
yeah, he's the
The
fork
fork.
guy, and then Ben Stiller is kind of like this
Hulk.
amalgamation of the Hulk and Wolverine. But yeah, so
That's a good movie.
first movie, it's like Avengers, but
Eddie Izzard is like a villain in that. He's like a disco grooving pimp guy.
But yeah,
That's a
Mystery
good
Man.
one.
Go for it.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's
It's
a good
kind of like not a superhero-ish.
I was gonna. Okay, it's a
But-
comic book.
Yeah, I took your
It's okay,
topic
we
as a
can go
comic
with
book.
That's fair.
That were not DC Marvel.
Me too. I took it as a comic book. But the funny thing is, 3 out of the 4 that I have, because I have backups, are movies. So we're good.
I'm saying Scott Pilgrim as well. I really love that
She
movie.
just waited until you sent it to me.
You
lesbian the movie.
I lesbian the
Alright.
movie so much.
I'm gonna start with a major one, so you guys can steal it from me. Hellboy.
Nice.
Yeah, the first
Dark,
one?
Dark Horse Comics, yeah, and obviously comic book, and it's still a current high selling for Dark Horse Comics, and it is a movie as well, a 2-parter and possibly a 3.
No,
wait.
3. They're never doing a 3.
There's Hellboy and then Hellboy 2 Golden Army,
And then now they're
and then there's Shape of
revamping it.
Water.
And
So we're
Shape
good.
of Water,
This
that
is
just
3.
Abe Sapien like
So we're
story,
good.
you
You know?
We just need Lobster Johnson. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm throwing this in there before it gets stolen. Unbreakable.
Ooh, I didn't even
glass.
miss the glass.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Holy shit.
Mine's a really good one. Dread.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Man, there's so many.
Dread.
Like, I just
Wait,
didn't
which
even-
one? The
The recent one with Carl Urban.
with the Game of Thrones chick in it?
yeah, it's a good one.
I don't like that one. I like original.
The thing that's fun- the thing
Sylvester
is-
Stallone.
That one's a great one. People
3
just
shells. No, that's the
That,
complete.
no,
Knock
That's-
knock, Crisker Pizza.
that's the 2-parter where Rob Schneider's in both movies.
You can do it, Nikki. You can.
I'm gonna go with Super. Rainn
Oh,
Wilson and
I bought
and
that shit on DVD.
ah,
Saw it
Ellen
once.
Page.
That's the moment that I
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I
And
can't-
Ellen Page.
That's
I
like the
can't-
main
saw it.
reason.
That fucking movie, dude.
You don't like it?
Damn it, dude. I don't know. It's just too
It's very
savage
good.
for me.
It was like
Too
It's
savage.
Too vulgar.
Oh, well, what got me is how dark the ending was.
I don't even remember it, to be honest. I think I just like sealed that away, locked it
I mean,
away.
Kevin
spoiler
Bacon's in
anyway,
it.
Like, you know.
Ah, I kind of want people to see it because it doesn't get enough attention.
But
But
yeah, like
it-
it is a very good, like, realistic movie of a.
I just love. He's
superhero.
like he cut in line and he just beats him with like a
Yeah,
monkey
like,
wrench.
what the
wrench.
All
It was
right.
good.
My next one is Spawn,
Ooh.
and that is Image Comics. So,
Everyone's got an opinion.
yeah.
I know. John Leguizamo,
For
he
its
pulled it off.
time,
I
it
know.
was fantastic. A
Sure.
remake
Is
would
he
be.
the clown guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
He did a good fucking job. Like, dude, you can't
he
even.
scared the shit out of me.
Hell yeah.
I want to see
Watching
him
it
versus
again,
Danny
like, the
DeVito
effects is,
Penguin.
like, just-
Yeah,
My next, I guess my last one is Hancock
Oh,
I never saw that.
with Will Smith.
Yeah,
it was written by the guy who made Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan.
It's good. I
Mhm.
recommend it
Mhm.
because it does a good job like talking about if someone was like kind of like almighty.
There was a scene in that movie that's fucking good, and it makes sense. If Superman was real, like when Hancock would take out the bad guys and bang, go! And it was like a horror story. They're like, where the fuck is he coming from? I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like the scene in Batman versus Superman where
But
Batman's
they
hiding.
show it in the
like,
in the vision of like if you were the bad guy.
Yeah,
Because you're
yeah.
just like you're
Yeah.
there like you're unstoppable. You're like fully suited up, and all of a sudden you're like your friend's like you like what the fuck? Where the fuck did he go? And you're like, oh shit.
my last one is Here Comes the Men in Black. It was a comic book. Men in Black.
That's a good one. I like that.
go on. I'm having trouble on this last one. Oh no,
Never last year?
done. I totally forgot this was a comic. Can you fly, Bobby?
Robot, drop it. Dead or alive,
RoboCop.
you're coming with me, creep.
I'd buy that for $1. My comic shop for the longest time in Tustin used to do like, and they do it now with 90-cent comics, but they used to do 99-cent comics. And I'd always say like, I'd buy that for $1.
They're like, oh no, not this dog
This
guy. He's
fucking
coming
guy
back in.
again.
He's coming back in again.
That movie, I got to see it in LA with the original cast there. Peter Weller was there. I got to meet him.
That 70 show dad.
He was the only one not there.
Ah.
Oh.
I was bummed, but like they did a Q&A after, and man, it's crazy because like how how they made the movie just blows my mind.
the stop motion 8209.
Yeah, I loved like that. I loved you look at the Dark Knight Returns comic, and he does all these panels where they're like very 80s over the top, and it's like they look like they're in a shared universe of like this over the top exaggerated 80s. I love that.
So I have two.
Okay.
My next one, which is my number one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay. With the original?
The original.
Okay. Not the Michael Bay one.
Yeah. And then my backup, in case someone brought that up, which I thought you would have brought up, Tomb Raider.
Comic book?
I don't know if it's
There is a comic book.
There is a comic
There
book
is a
now.
comic book.
I don't know if that's because of the movies,
It's by Top Cow.
but there is a comic book.
Okay.
It's also by Dark Horse
Top,
Comics.
I forgot Top Cow.
No, but the current one is for Dark.
Okay. I get what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if it started as a comic book, but
Did you read the comics?
No, hell no. I've only seen the movies.
Hellboy, not hell no.
I think the comics came from the game. I think
So
because it continues the story of
rewind that.
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. Okay, let's go back to
so Michael Bay one, right? The backup.
Were you
I never even saw that one.
the Michael
I
Bay
don't-
one?
yeah.
I
You're
saw
not missing
clips.
much.
Seamus is in the sequel. That's all I
The
know.
only the best part of it is basically the elevator scene.
Oh, the beat making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know what he was going. Spoilers. But
Go ninja, go ninja, go.
Yeah.
mine
Nothing beats
are,
that.
Ninja Turtles. What's the one with time? The something in time.
Oh, Lost in Time.
Turtles in
Oh,
time.
Turtles in Time.
That's the one.
It's amazing what they've done with a series about teenage.
It's amazing what they've done with rubber costumes. That shit looks real, apparently.
At least they didn't have nostrils. Yeah, it was a good time. Did you guys ever see Street Sharks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a preference over the two?
Vin Diesel.
What?
That's my preference. So
he-
before Vin Diesel was famous, he was like the ShamWow guy for Street Sharks. Pretty
What?
much. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
He was
video
like,
on YouTube.
yeah,
that you can
he like
watch.
he's like, and this guy, he's the leader of them, and he's just like, "Rrr," and like he like.
You should watch it.
Okay,
you should
I'll have to
just
try. I didn't know
Google
that
it, Vin
existed.
Diesel, Street Sharks. He's like,
Yeah. Pretty good.
I
He was,
remember
like,
I
super-
saw those two, and I was always like, if Street Sharks is on, I want to see that. If it's not, then I'll watch Teenage Mutant Ninja
No,
Turtles.
then I'll
But
watch
I ended up
those.
loving. I had like so many Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shows or action figures, and the new Splatfest for Splatoon 2 is between Leonardo and Raphael.
Oh,
They
shit.
messed up because they should have put them in a different bracket. Because they're gonna be heading against each other. I think they messed up.
It's something that I think is kind of cool. But yeah.
Something.
Somebody once told me the
that
weekly
this is
DLC
the
is
end.
over. It ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. I'll learn that on the piano too. Guys, where could they find you?
They can find me at the Folio365 on Instagram.
Keith?
X_COS on Instagram.
At the last bosses everywhere.
You find me at Cujo Prime. You can find us all at the weekly DLC. Keith, thank you again for joining us
Yeah, thanks.
as our guest. It's always been a pleasure having you on,
Number 6.
including the spoiler cast. Boom. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You can start coming in with the gauntlet.
now.
Yeah. And yeah, so please, I hope you enjoy. If you like, please leave a comments, feedback, like, subscribe, all the things. Do the things.
Do all the things.
And until next time, we will
D
L.
C.
U.
later.
Yeah.